in the morning is I make myself a tea while everybody's still asleep. I usually have green tea, but I don't have any today. So today I have a revitalizing cinnamon, cardamom, and ginger tea. Ginger is great for your voice, so I take a few minutes to myself. I drink my tea. I drink a few glasses of water. I take my vitamins. Lately it's been snowing a lot. It's been really, really cold outside, so I have a really nice view of there's a huge museum. The biggest museum in Berlin is just right outside my door, my window. So you can see all the snow outside in our garden right now. It's been really beautiful. Yeah, these 15 minutes in the day definitely give me the space that I need to be able to process what I need to do for the day. So the children will be up in about 15 minutes or so. So I'll probably take my chance now and I'll do a little bit of a practice of the piano. Maybe you can join me. So this is my morning warm-up. I try and have a couple of warm-ups through the day. I'm usually starting on an A and I do a few arpeggios. So and they kind of gradually get a little more complicated. So Bella Signora, Bella Signora. I'll add a little more as we go along. Bella Signora, Bella Signora, Bella Signora. And I change it up a little bit now, so I might do some different sounds now, for example. This is for some flexibility going around the scale. So I try and warm up a couple of times a day because after I had the children, I wasn't working in opera anymore. And so I had to make myself do it. Nobody was making me warm up every day. So eventually I just made a little routine for myself to help stretch my range. My range got a little lower, unfortunately. So I've been back at the high notes, stretching them out. I've been back at the low notes, trying to give them a little more power. And that's something that you've got to do every day. It's like practicing an instrument. You've got to practice your voice every single day. I really like this Bella Signora exercise. Bella Signora. Because you have all the different vowel sounds, so you can kind of work on all those vowel sounds as you go. And it's working on a lot of flexibility in the voice. Bella Signora, Bella Signora. Usually they let me have about 15-20 minutes of practice while they play in their room, and then they come and they want to spend some time with me. They want to do the same thing. I hope so much that they'll be little singers and little pianists. What do you think, Natalia? Will you be a pianist? I sing for them all the time. Hush, my babe, my little one, my father sails the deep, what wrong? So the older one, Valentina, she loves to draw. Unfortunately, my creative skills do not extend to art. Bella! It's a doggy. Good job. Would you like to see? I'm going to do a few videos and I tend to put a little bit of makeup on, a little bit more than I would for a normal day. And I really love Laura Mercier. I think her makeup is fantastic. I love the kind of glow effect that it gives. I use a really big brush for this to kind of get it on and blend it out. I'm going to smile to get my cheekbones there a little bit. I love this translucent setting powder from Laura Mercier. I think it's so good. I think it's the best powder I've ever used. And I just go on top of the blush so that it's not too harsh. very tiny bit. And I rub it in my hands to get it really hot. Now, my hair, since the beginning of lockdown, hasn't been cut because hairdressers are closed. So I desperately need a haircut. Just kind of twist it around to get it through. Home for me is wherever my children are, and also the things that really mean a lot to me that I have here. I don't have that many material things, but what I do have, I really treasure. So I have, for example, my beautiful piano that was a gift from my husband when we moved to Berlin, because I had just stopped my orchestra work, and unfortunately I really missed being able to play an instrument. We were staying in a hotel, trying to find a place, and when we moved in, my husband bought this huge, beautiful piano, and I didn't expect it, and it was amazing. And then the following Christmas, I bought him a guitar, actually. This ended up being used more for the children than for my husband.
Is he playing as well?
My husband can play a little. I would definitely say that I play more. I hope the babies play though. That's really important to me, that the babies are able to play. I personally play the violin, the cello, the viola, the double bass, all to like a reasonable standard. I would say the violin, piano and guitar are my best. And I'm also able to play the clarinet. I grew up in Wales, and in Wales there's a huge focus by the government on instruments, and it's kind of our heritage. Like our whole national anthem in Wales is about being able to see the beauty in things. It's called Hen Wlad fy Nhadau, and it means the land of my fathers, like my forefathers, my old fathers, and all the things they were doing, like how beautiful the landscape of Wales is. It's the land of poets and singers and musicians. And I feel like there's this wives' tale that people say that all Welsh people can sing or play an instrument, and I've actually never met a Welsh person that's completely tone deaf. So that's an interesting, what I think is a fact. My father is a minister, a church minister, a Baptist minister through the South Welsh Valleys, and somebody in one of those churches, an organist, an amazing guy who taught me, he noticed that I could sing. I was about 4 or 5 years old. And he started to teach me piano and how to sing. And luckily it just expanded from there, because under the Welsh education system, if you have a talent, they nurture that and they help you, you know, with no cost. I was very lucky to have all those influences around me who were willing to help me, willing to nurture what I already had a little bit of. And now I'm even more lucky because I get to sit here and I get to show my children piano, guitar, anything. Yeah, I am super passionate about music, of course. It's my whole life.
Yeah. What are the other things that...
My children also inspire me a lot. I never realized how much I knew that I loved children, but I never realized how much. I think it fascinates me, like how smart they are, how funny they are. At the age of 1, they already develop these incredible personalities. You see yourself in them. You know, you might sit there one day and think, oh my God, where did my child get that attitude? And then you're like, oh wait. That was me. I did that. I love to express myself a certain way. I really like small, delicate little pieces of jewelry that mean something. So I don't tend to change my jewelry every day or pretty much ever, to be honest with you. This is my engagement ring from my husband. It has little pieces of Welsh gold and little Welsh harps, which is the national instrument of Wales, on the side. Yeah, it's super meaningful because that was his idea. To kind of put a bit of my Welsh heritage in. I've got a little harp also from my children on my wrist. So Natalia and Valentina, they gave me this. I got a little card that says, "Mummy, we love you very much. We think you deserve this." I agree. This one here is from my husband. He got this made by the same person that made my ring. The second one under here is a trip that I went on to St. Lucia. We went to go and see, I think there was a volcano inside, something like this. There was just this tiny jewelry shop in, I think it was in the capital, but I don't really remember. And I just saw this thing and it caught my eye. And I love to be reminded of all the places that I've been and the places that we can't go right now. So I keep it around my neck as a reminder that no, there will be a time when we can travel again. It's not always going to be like this, and you have already been to beautiful places, and it's okay. You can stay here right now, and that's okay.
One talent woman show, you are someone to do this.
I do magic. This is a MIDI keyboard with 61 keys. And I usually am kind of making my own backings. In another life, I would Usually when the girls are asleep, then I have a little bit of time where I can go and record my voice and maybe a video. So I do my makeup because there's a possibility I might be able to do a video that day. So as soon as I put the girls down for a nap, which is very soon, I will be able to record some vocals on top, and I will show you in a minute.
Okay.
And on my 18th birthday we got matching tattoos. Used to steal your parents' liquor, climb to the roof, talk about our future like we had a clue. Never planned the one day I'd be losing you in another life.
A great morning for me is when everybody is happy. You know, when I've played my music, when the girls have seen some music, and I like to feel like I've achieved something. And because the time I get to achieve something is in the morning while the children sleep, I need to feel that sense of achievement by 12 or 1 o'clock. Otherwise it kind of sets my whole day wrong, you know? So if I feel like I've gone over there, I've sung something, I've maybe been a little inspired by the beautiful weather, the view outside, and then I just feel so lucky. And yeah, that makes my morning, to know that I've achieved something for that day. And it can be a small achievement, it doesn't have to be something big, but something.